Hi all. Today I would like to discuss about, or I would like to comment on algorithms and flowchart. In fact, these algorithms and flowcharts are normally uh, the students or the software engineer is expected to write prior to development of a program or a software. So what happens in the real-time scenarios is if you are asked to develop a solution to any real-world problem. So the problem is, for example, see factorial of a given number. So if you are asked to develop a program that calculates the factorial of a given number, in fact, so it seems to be a very simple problem. But what we expect is the student is expected to write algorithm and then convert this algorithm into flowchart, then write a program. Now, when I say program, it could be a C program, or it could be a C++, or Java, or it could be a Python. So in fact, the program is dependent on programming language. So, and what one has to understand is the algorithm and flowchart. So the algorithms and flowcharts, they are these algorithms and flowcharts. These are not depending on any programming language. So they are independent of these algorithms and flowcharts are independent of programming language, and also even they are independent of uh, even human languages. What does it mean? Well, we will initiate the concept of understanding these algorithms and flowcharts with simple problems. Let me take, say, addition of two numbers. So addition of two numbers. So if somebody asks you to write the algorithm, so first let me define it. Okay, for the definition and details of the algorithm, you can go through one of my video lecture available in my channel. So that will give you the brief about the what algorithm it is. So from there onwards, you can continue the session of writing the algorithms. So in fact, so as you know, the algorithm should start at one point and read the numbers to be added, and then we perform the operation. So you want to do the addition operation, you can add number 1, add this could be written as number 1 plus number 2, or if you read numbers as a comma b, then you can write c is equal to a plus b. Fine. So if you read numbers as ab, so what happened, logic is there, logic is over. Now normally display c and we write star. So this would be the way of writing the algorithms. In fact, I said this is an algorithm. So let us look at this. What is happened? So you can see that The algorithm is started with the first step, um, that is start. Start is there. So means every algorithm should start at one point, and what next it is taking read numbers. So it should have to take input sometimes maybe 0, but it should take the input 0 or 1 input, and then you should perform the logic behind the operation. So this could be understood as the instructions that you write to operate on logic. They should be finite and definite, and the operations that you take care about doing the logic, they are to be efficient. And end of the day, when you write the algorithm, you have to display the output. So these must be followed. So when you write an algorithm, so it should start at one point and end at one point. And if you look at this, the algorithm has to take 0 or more inputs, and every instruction inside this algorithm should be finite and definite and efficient. You can know the meaning of this finiteness, definiteness, and efficient if you follow my previous video. My point for today is, so this algorithm can be written by anyone. Means a person who knows Telugu, he can write it in Telugu. The person who knows Tamil, he can write it in Tamil. Okay. So what happens if somebody writes the algorithm in Telugu? Okay, but it is accepted. But if this person is working for a company and he has written algorithm of some project, and if he leaves the company, and in place of him, if somebody want to work, he must know the Telugu. So that was the difficulty, because algorithm is independent of the programming language and human language. So because of that reason, if people moves from one company to another company, the algorithm written by one person may not be understood by the other person. So to avoid this difficulty, so what we have done is we have gone for the concept of pseudocode. Say let it be pseudocode. What does it mean? So we simply, if you can convert this algorithm into pseudocode, so you are expected to write the algorithm using English like statements. English like statements. So when you are writing something in the English, this is an internationally accepted language, so everybody can able to understand. And one more thing is, you are expected to write some programming constructs. For example, see addition of two numbers. If it is pseudocode, let it be like this. So we start. So input AB, and we say C operate C as A plus B, and we say output C, and stop. What difference that you can observe from the algorithm is, I said input. So first thing is, this must be in English. So no other language is allowed to write as pseudocode. The second thing is, the statements written in this pseudocode, input is a programming construct. In fact, this is used to consider the input in Python. And you see, C is equal to A plus B is represented as mathematical logic. Right, again output C is a programming construct. And somebody can also change the statements like this. So if I say like this, let me tell you. Yeah, so you can see input can be, somebody can write it as read A comma B, And of course, but see, in pseudocode normally equal to operation is represented. C is equal to A plus B, simple mathematics that can be in pseudocode, it can be replaced with like this symbol. Okay, so output could be print C, then it close to C language. So whenever your algorithm is converted in English like statements using some programming language constructs, that becomes the pseudocode. Still, still people may struggle to understand what has written by someone else if he leaves the company in place of him. So if you enters, so still people are facing difficulty. That's why we have gone for the concept of flowcharts. In fact, the concept of flowchart is a pictorial or visual representation of pictorial or visual representation of algorithm. So, what is the main benefit of writing this uh, algorithm in the form of flowchart? Is if somebody is not good at, or say in understanding even English, and who is who is very poor at programming language, you don't know any programming language, then understanding the programming language constructs and English like statements may be difficult for him. In such case, for example, the same problem can be represented as addition of two numbers. I said start, so we write like this now, start. So read, say read A comma B, then we go with C is equal to A plus B, let it be. So and then print C. We say print C and stop. So look at this. What has changed is simply symbols came into existence. So we have written the step start in oval symbol. Okay, it is called as oval. So input of this algorithm or pseudocode is represented. I say maybe it is not looking like parallelogram. It is a parallelogram. So we normally represent input and output operations in parallelogram. So we have rectangle. So mathematical operations, so logics and arithmetic operations are represented using rectangle. Again, this is a parallelogram, oval symbol. Apart from this, what else other symbols? One symbol is there. We call it as a rhombus, which is normally used. This is used to represent the conditional statements. Like if A greater than B, you have to write such statement in this. Maybe condition is termed yes, it may be no. But what is this objective is that, so because of this flowchart representation of the algorithm, somebody who is not good at understanding English like statements, or someone who is not good at understanding the programming constructs, they could she could able to understand the solution of the problem, because the visual representation will have much impact. Yeah, coming to this, specifically coming to the flowchart, you can understand like this. So the control flow of the program can be understood. For example, somebody who is not good at programming constructs and English language, he can able to understand because it is a parallelogram. So somebody can easily identify that the program is taking input here, because the parallelogram stands for taking input. And here what is happening? So you are doing logic. So somebody at the surface level could able to understand this. And again we am using parallelogram, so you are displaying either you are taking input or you are displaying the output of the program. So this could be the inference that one can get from the visual representation of the algorithm. So arrows represents the flow of information, and one more circle is used as a connector between the different paths or different flows inside the algorithm. Circle can be used. Thank you. So you please browse internet to write algorithms for different problems, real world problems, and also find the difference between the algorithm and pseudocode. The finest way of writing algorithm using English like statements and programming construct is pseudocode. They are not much different, but they are not overlapped even. The pictorial representation is called as flowcharts. So I request the students see the various problems and look at the algorithms and flowcharts for the various problems. So then we start writing the actual programs for these problems. Okay, thank you.